Psalm 1 Morning Prayer. Step into the day God has prepared for you. Good morning, dear friend. As the day begins, I invite you to pause, breathe, and open your heart to God's presence. In the quiet of this moment, before the world rushes in, there is space for peace, clarity, and truth. Today we reflect on Psalm 1, a passage that gently guides us toward a life rooted in God's blessing. Psalm 1 speaks of two paths, one that walks closely with God and brings fruitfulness, and one that drifts away and leads to emptiness. It's a reminder that each choice we make shapes the direction of our lives. Maybe today you feel strong and steady, or maybe you feel uncertain, weary, or lost. Wherever you are, God is near, and His word offers light for your path. So let's begin this day with Him. Let Psalm 1 speak over your heart. Let it guide your steps and ground you in His peace. This is your moment. You are not alone. You are seen, loved, and called to walk the path of life. Psalm 1 begins with a quiet but powerful truth. Blessed is the one who does not walk in step with the wicked, or stand in the way that sinners take, or sit in the company of mockers. It paints a picture of movement, of direction, of someone choosing, little by little, where to walk, where to stand, where to sit. It's easy to pass over those words quickly, but when we pause, we begin to see something deep. Life is shaped not just by big decisions, but by small, everyday choices. The company we keep, the voices we listen to, the thoughts we entertain, the places where we allow our hearts to rest. There are times when the world feels like it's pulling in 100 directions at once. Opinions fly, distractions multiply, and it's hard to tell which way is right. We might not even realize it, but over time we can start drifting. One conversation leads to another. One compromise becomes a habit, and before we know it, we're sitting in places we never meant to sit. Our joy begins to fade, our peace grows distant, but the good news is, we can always choose again. This passage isn't just a warning. It's a promise. It says, blessed is the one who resists that drift, who doesn't follow the crowd when the crowd is walking away from what is good and true. The blessing isn't about being perfect. It's about choosing to stay close to the heart of God. It's about listening for His voice, even when other voices are louder. It's about standing firm in love, even when it's easier to go along with what's popular. And that's not always easy. Sometimes it means feeling alone. Sometimes it means being misunderstood, but it always leads to life. So today, Lord, I come before you with a humble heart. I know there have been times I've walked with the wrong crowd, stood in the wrong place, or sat in conversations that didn't reflect your love. I've let words slip from my mouth that weren't full of grace. I've let fear and pride shape my choices, and I confess it, not with shame, but with a desire to return to you, to the path that brings peace, to the way that brings blessing. Teach me, Lord, to recognize the moments when I'm walking away from you. Help me to notice the subtle ways I'm pulled by the world, and give me the strength to choose differently. I want to walk with the wise, stand in your truth, and sit in your presence. Fill my heart with your word, so that it becomes the compass for my day. Let your voice be louder than every other voice around me. Let your love draw me back when I start to wander. I know the path with you is not always the easiest, but it is always the best. It is the path that leads to joy that doesn't depend on circumstances. It is the path where peace flows like a quiet stream, even when the world feels stormy. It is the path where I am never alone, because you are always walking beside me. You lead me with mercy, you guide me with truth, and you welcome me back with open arms every time I turn toward you. So today, I choose your path again. I choose to walk with you, to turn away from whatever leads me away from your heart. Plant my feet on solid ground, Lord. Keep me steady, keep me close. Let this day begin with a choice to follow you with my whole heart. The next verse of Psalm 1 offers a beautiful image, one that speaks of strength, peace, and quiet confidence. That person is like a tree planted by streams of water, which yields its fruit in season, and whose leaf does not wither. whatever they do prospers. It's a picture that stays with you, a tree planted, not wandering, not moving from place to place in search of something more. It has found its source. It draws life from deep beneath the surface. Even when the skies are dry, even when the wind blows. That kind of rootedness is something many of us long for. In a world that feels uncertain, noisy and fast-moving, we want to feel grounded. We want to know that we are held steady by something greater than ourselves. This verse tells us that when we delight in the Word of God, when we turn our hearts toward Him day and night, He plants us. We are no longer drifting. We are no longer chasing every passing thought or trend or fear. We are rooted, and from those roots, life flows. Lord, I want to be like that tree. I want to stand tall, not because of my own strength, but because I'm connected to You. I want to grow deep roots in Your truth, so that even when storms come, I won't be shaken. When the heat of pressure or stress rises, I don't want to dry out. I want to stay green, full of life, full of grace. I want to be planted, not in the temporary things of this world, but in the everlasting goodness of who You are. There have been times when I've felt scattered, when I've looked for answers in the wrong places, when I've let my emotions lead me instead of Your word. And in those moments I felt like I was losing my footing, like I was being pulled in too many directions at once. But You offer me something better. You offer me a place to grow. You invite me to sit beside Your living water, to drink deeply of Your peace, and to stay. Being planted doesn't mean life is always easy, but it does mean I have a source that doesn't run dry. You are that source, Lord. Your presence is the stream that waters my soul. Your word nourishes me when I feel empty. Your Spirit gives me strength when I feel weak, and even when I don't see the fruit right away, I trust that it will come in season, because You are faithful, because You are working beneath the surface, even when I can't see it. Help me to remember that growth takes time, that roots don't form overnight, that sometimes the most important work happens quietly, deep in the soil of Your love. I don't want to rush the process. I just want to remain with You, to be still in Your presence, to open Your word, not as a task, but as a gift, to let it shape me gently and steadily until Your truth becomes my foundation. And when the time is right, may my life bear fruit, not just for my own benefit, but for those around me. Let kindness grow in me. Let patience take root. Let love be what others taste when they encounter my life. I want to be a blessing, Lord, not because I try harder, but because I stay connected to You. Keep me by the stream. Keep me planted. Let Your life flow through me in every season. The tree planted by the stream doesn't just stand firm, it also produces fruit. That's the next promise in Psalm 1. It says the tree yields its fruit in season. That line holds so much quiet encouragement. Fruit doesn't appear overnight. It comes in its season, after the roots have grown deep and the branches have reached toward the light. And the fruit isn't just for the tree, it's for others. It's the evidence of a life that is healthy, steady, and connected to something greater. When we stay close to God, when we meditate on His word and walk in His ways, our lives begin to reflect His character. We start to bear fruit, not just achievements or success, the way the world defines it, but real, lasting fruit. Love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. These are not things we can manufacture on our own. They grow in us through the presence of the Holy Spirit. They are signs that we are being shaped by God from the inside out. Lord, I want to live a fruitful life, not just a busy life, not just a life full of activity and noise. I want to live in such a way that Your Spirit is visible in me. I want people around me to see Your kindness in the way I speak, Your peace in the way I respond, Your joy in the way I live. Not because I'm trying to impress anyone, but because I'm truly connected to You. Sometimes I feel discouraged when I don't see the fruit I want to see. I get impatient. I compare myself to others. I wonder if I'm doing something wrong. But your word reminds me that fruit comes in season. It doesn't always show up when I want it to. But if I stay rooted in you, it will come. Your timing is perfect. Your work in me is steady, even when it feels slow, and I trust that. Help me to be faithful in the quiet seasons when nothing seems to be happening. Help me to keep showing up in prayer, in love, in service, even when no one notices. Help me to keep watering the soil of my life with your word. You are the gardener. You see what's growing even when I can't. You know exactly when the fruit will appear, and you know what kind of fruit is needed. I want to be a person who brings life to others, a person who listens, who encourages, who lifts others up, a person whose words heal instead of wound, a person whose actions reflect your love. Not because I'm perfect, but because I belong to you. Let your spirit grow in me, shape my thoughts, soften my heart, guide my decisions. If there are things in me that are keeping fruit from growing, old habits, hard attitudes, fear or bitterness, please prune them away. It may be painful, but I trust you. I trust your process. I want to be free to grow in the direction you've planned for me. I want to be open to your correction, knowing that you only prune what you love. You see the potential in me, and you're helping it come to life. Thank you for your patience with me. Thank you for not rushing me. Thank you for walking with me through every season. Through the winters when nothing blooms. Through the springs when hope starts to rise. Through the summers when growth is full. And even through the autumns when things fall away. Through it all, you are with me. And through it all, you are producing something beautiful in me. Let my life bear fruit, Lord. Not for my glory, but for yours. Let others be nourished by what you're doing in me. Let them see your goodness in the way I live. I don't want to just survive this life. I want to live it fully, with purpose, with love, with grace. And I know that kind of life only comes from you. So I stay planted, I stay open, and I ask you to keep making me fruitful, in your time and in your way. Psalm 1 draws a clear contrast between the one who is rooted in God and the one who is not. It says, "Not so the wicked. They are like chaff that the wind blows away." It's such a different image from the strong, rooted tree. Chaff is the dry, useless part of the grain that gets tossed aside. It has no weight, no root, no substance. It is scattered by the slightest breeze, carried away without direction or purpose. There are times in life when we can feel like that, drifting, unsettled, pulled this way and that, by every emotion, opinion, or situation. It doesn't always come from open rebellion or big mistakes. Sometimes it's simply the result of losing connection with what grounds us. When we stop listening to God's voice, when we stop feeding our soul with His truth, we start to lose our anchor. We begin to feel dry on the inside, even if everything on the outside looks fine. Lord, I know what it feels like to be blown around. I know what it's like to chase after things that leave me empty. I've given my attention to voices that promised peace but only brought confusion. I've filled my time with distractions, hoping they would help me feel better, but they only left me more tired. I don't want to live like that. I don't want to be chaff light, scattered, hollow. I want to be rooted, steady, and full of your spirit. Sometimes the world feels like a strong wind. It's fast, it's loud, and it tries to carry us with it. There are so many opinions, so many pressures, so many things trying to tell us who we should be. But your word is different. It is steady. It is quiet. It is true. It doesn't change with the trends. It doesn't blow away when life gets hard. It stands firm, and when I build my life on it, I find peace again. Help me to recognize the dry places in my life, Lord. The places where I've stopped trusting you. The thoughts that keep me anxious. The habits that leave me empty. I don't want to pretend I'm okay when I'm not. I want to come back to the stream. I want to return to your presence and be made whole again. You never shame me when I wander. You never turn me away when I come back. You meet me with grace. You welcome me with open arms. You gently lead me from the places of dryness back to the place where living water flows. And that's what I need today. Not more noise, not more pressure, but your stillness, your peace, your presence. Let your word speak louder than the world. Let your spirit breathe life into the places that feel dead. Fill me again, Lord. Let me not be swayed by fear or by the fleeting promises around me. Anchor me in your love. Root me in your truth. And when the winds of life come, and I know they will, let me stand firm, like the tree by the stream, not because I'm strong, but because you are. You are my foundation, Lord. You are the steady hand that holds me when I feel like I'm slipping. You are the one who speaks peace into my chaos. And so I lean into you again. I choose your stillness over the storm. I choose your truth over the lies. I choose to be rooted, not scattered. I choose to stay close. Psalm 1 ends with a quiet, powerful assurance. For the Lord watches over the way of the righteous, but the way of the wicked leads to destruction. After showing us the two paths, the psalm reminds us of one comforting truth. God sees, He watches, He is not distant or unaware, He is involved. The path may not always be smooth, but we are never walking it alone. There's something deeply peaceful about knowing that God is watching over our steps, not in a harsh, judging way, but in love. Like a shepherd watching his sheep, like a father walking beside his child. He is not only interested in where we end up, He cares about the way we walk, the choices we make, and the burdens we carry along the road. Lord, there have been so many times I've wondered if I'm on the right path. I've second-guessed decisions, worried about the future, and felt unsure of where to go next. But your word tells me that you are watching over me. You see not only where I am, but where I'm going. You know how to get me there. You walk beside me when the road is clear, and you guide me when the way is hidden. You are the lamp for my feet and the light for my path. Sometimes I don't see the whole road ahead, and that makes me anxious. I want answers. I want certainty. But you invite me to trust you, one step at a time. You don't always reveal the full picture, but you promise to never leave me. And that is enough. Your presence is the peace I need. Your faithfulness is the confidence I can walk in. You're not asking me to be perfect. You're asking me to stay close, to listen, to follow. And when I lose my way, you don't abandon me. You gently correct me. You call me back. You help me start again. That's the kind of God you are. Kind, patient, full of mercy. You know that the path is not always easy, but you've already walked it ahead of me. There have been times when I've looked at the lives of others and felt like I was falling behind, like I was missing something. But you remind me that each person's journey is different. You are writing a unique story with my life. You are not rushing me. You are leading me with care, even in the slow seasons, even in the waiting. You also see the temptations that try to pull me off course, the distractions that look good but lead to nowhere, the shortcuts that promise ease but don't bring peace. Protect me from those paths, Lord. Help me to see clearly. Help me to choose wisely. Let your word be the map I follow, not my own feelings, not the world's opinions. And thank you for the grace that meets me when I've taken a wrong turn. You don't give up on me. You don't shake your head in frustration. You reach out your hand and lead me back. I'm never too far for your mercy. I'm never too lost for your love to find. Knowing that you are watching over my way gives me strength. It gives me courage. It gives me rest. So today I choose again to trust the path you've placed before me. Even if it's unfamiliar, even if it's uphill, I will walk it with you, step by step, knowing that your eyes are on me, your hand is guiding me, and your heart is for me. You are not just at the end of the road, you are right here with me, every moment, every mile. and I am safe in your care. As we reflect on the words of Psalm 1 and the path that leads to life, our hearts naturally turn toward the next generation. The children, the teenagers, the young adults who are growing up in a world so full of noise, pressure, and distraction. They are standing at the beginning of their own paths, often unsure which direction to take. They are forming ideas about who they are, what matters, and where they belong. And in the middle of it all, they need our prayers. They need our example. They need the covering of God's grace and guidance. Lord, today I lift up the youth around me, those I know and those I may never meet. You see each of them. You know their fears, their dreams, their hidden battles. In a time when so many voices are competing for their attention, I pray that your voice would be the one that speaks loudest, not with noise but with clarity, not with pressure but with peace. Remind them that they are loved, not for what they do or how they look or who accepts them, but simply because you made them. There's so much confusion in the world right now. So many messages about worth, identity, and success. But your word stands firm. It says they are fearfully and wonderfully made. It says they are chosen. It says they are deeply loved and never alone. Help them believe that, Lord. Let your truth take root in their hearts before the lies of the world can settle in. I pray for their minds. Guard them from anxiety, comparison, and hopelessness. Fill their thoughts with things that are true and good. Let your word be their guide, even when it feels unfamiliar. Teach them how to come to you, how to pray, how to find joy in your presence. Help them know that they can be young and still walk closely with you, that they don't need to wait until they're older to be used by you. You called David when he was just a shepherd boy. You used Mary, a young girl, to carry your son. You've always worked through the young to do mighty things. Give them wisdom beyond their years. Give them courage to stand for what is right, even if it costs them popularity or approval. Let them be lights in their schools, in their homes, among their friends. Let their kindness be a testament. Let their faith be strong, even in a culture that often questions it. And when they stumble, as we all do, help them know your grace is right there to catch them. I also pray for those who are guiding them, parents, teachers, pastors, mentors. Give them patience and discernment. Help them lead, not with fear, but with love. Let them be examples of what it means to walk with you, not perfectly, but faithfully. Let the adults in their lives create safe places where young hearts can ask questions, wrestle with doubts, and grow without shame. Lord, let a new generation rise up with passion for your name. Let them hunger for your truth. Let them be the ones who say yes to your path, who choose righteousness, who carry peace into a restless world. Protect them from harm physically, emotionally, and spiritually. When they feel lost, remind them that you are the shepherd who leaves the 99 to find the one. When they feel alone, surround them with people who speak life. And when they feel unsure, steady their steps with your word. You are not just the God of the past or the present, you are the God of every future. You already see the generations to come, and your hand is on them. So we trust you with their lives, their journeys, their story. We plant seeds of prayer today, believing you will bring a harvest of righteousness in their time. Let them be like trees planted by streams of water, bearing fruit in their season, standing strong in your love. As we speak blessings over our day and reflect on the promises of Psalm 1, we cannot forget those who have walked long and faithfully with the Lord. The elders in our lives, the ones who have lived through many seasons, carried many burdens, and offered wisdom shaped by years of experience. Their journey has not been without pain or struggle, but through it all, they have remained, and for that they are deeply honored in the eyes of God. Lord, today I lift up the older ones among us, those who have followed you for decades, and those who may have only recently come. Know your love. You see them. You know every step they have taken, the joyful moments, the quiet sacrifices, the unseen prayers, and the hard-won faith that has been formed over time. You have been with them in the bright days and the dark valleys. You have held them through loss, through change, through aging, and through it all, you have never let go. Your word says that those who are planted in the house of the Lord will still bear fruit in old age, that they will stay fresh and green. That promise doesn't expire with time. It doesn't end with retirement or slow down with the body. It's a reminder that as long as there is breath, there is purpose. As long as there is life, there is meaning. You are not finished with them, Lord. Their lives still matter deeply. Their prayers still move your heart. Their wisdom is still needed. Sometimes the later seasons of life can feel quiet or overlooked. Children are grown, careers are completed, and the days can begin to blend together. But you are present in these moments just as much as in the busy ones. You are just as near, just as involved, just as loving. Let them feel that today. Let them know that their value is not tied to what they can do, but to who they are in you. Let them rest in the truth that they are seen, loved, and still called. I pray that you would renew their strength, refresh their spirits, surround them with kindness and companionship. Let their homes be filled with peace. Let their thoughts be guarded by hope. Heal what needs healing in their bodies, in their hearts, in their memories. Let them look back over their lives and see your faithfulness woven through it all. And Lord, for those who carry regrets, for the things they wish they had done differently, remind them that your grace covers every season, that it's never too late to grow, to love, to serve, to shine. Use them in this season, not in spite of their age, but because of it. Let their stories speak of your goodness. Let their presence be a steady comfort to younger ones. Let them be a picture of what it means to endure with faith. I thank you for the elders who pray when no one sees, who encourage when others forget, who give without asking for recognition, who walk in quiet faithfulness. May they know today how deeply they are appreciated, how valuable they are to your kingdom, and how near you are to them. And I pray for lifelong faithfulness in all of us, that we would not be people who only follow you when life feels good, but people who stay close, even in the hard seasons, that we would grow old still walking in step with you, that our lives would be a testimony, not of perfection, but of steady trust. You are worthy of our whole lives from beginning to end. So Lord, let every generation rise up with purpose. Let the young be inspired by the old, and let the old be honored by the young. Let your Spirit unite us across all seasons of life. And may we all, no matter our age, continue to be trees planted by the water, bearing fruit, strong in you. As this time of reflection and prayer comes to a quiet close, we return to the heart of Psalm 1, a call to choose the path of life, a call to be planted in God's word, to walk with Him daily, to let His truth shape who we are and where we go. It's not just a beautiful idea, it's a daily decision, a steady, honest commitment to say, Lord, I choose you. And so today, with a sincere heart, I make that choice again. I choose to follow you, God. I choose the narrow path, the path that may not always be easy, but leads to peace, purpose, and everlasting life. I choose to delight in your word, not just read it out of habit, but to truly hunger for it. I want your voice to be the one I listen to above all others. I want your presence to be the place where my soul finds rest. I choose to walk away from the things that pull me from your heart. I lay down pride, distractions, fear, and compromise. I choose to be rooted in you, to grow deep in your love, and to trust your timing. I choose to let your Spirit bear fruit in me, not for my own gain, but so that others might be blessed through my life. I choose to be kind when it's easier to be bitter. I choose to forgive when I'd rather hold on. I choose joy when my circumstances tell me to worry. I choose hope when the future feels uncertain. Even when I stumble, and I know I will, I choose to get back up and walk with you again. Your mercy is new every morning. Your grace is enough for every mistake. You are faithful, even when I feel weak. And because of that, I can keep going. I can keep choosing you one step at a time. Let my life be a living declaration of your goodness. Let my words reflect your truth. Let my choices point others to your love. I don't want to live for the approval of this world. I want to live for the joy of knowing you. You are my shepherd, my refuge, my foundation, and my future. Today I declare, I belong to you, Lord. My heart, my plans, my days, they are yours. Lead me, plant me, and use me however you will. Let your will be done in my life. I trust you, I love you, and I choose to walk with you now and always. If this prayer touched your heart, type "I choose to walk with you, Lord" in the comments. Let it be your personal moment of faith and commitment. Share this message with someone you love. A simple word of hope can change a life. Subscribe to the Endless Love of God channel for daily prayers and encouragement. Let God's love continue to speak to your heart every day. Stay rooted, stay faithful. You are deeply loved and never alone.